I mean, he's right. Obviously, you can kind of be cute there. It's good for everybody.
Yeah. Right.
To give me another $150 million. But spot the lie. He happens to be right. He is a top 10 quarterback. We all know the rub on him. Has to do it in January at some point, or he's just going to go down as a really good regular season quarterback that can never get over the proverbial hump to try to win a championship. But he also understands that he does something that very few guys can do. And when you're a top 10 quarterback and you're going into a lame duck year contractually, and the number is $59.5 million against the cap, and you got 3 or 4 other legitimate holes that need improving, the team has to redo your deal. They have to extend it. They have to guarantee you over $100 million more. And in a weird way, he's kind of saying it tongue-in-cheek, but he's right. It's good for the Cowboys for me to get another mega deal.
Yeah, because solely what we've agreed to at the end of the season, like we're not going to judge Dak on what he does during the regular season. It's all about what he does in the playoffs. And if it's about what he does in the playoffs, you got to figure out what's going to happen on the left in your left tackle position. What's going to happen to this defense that needs some major revamp. And overall, Dak has to be better, especially in big games. So he understands. Like, for me to get to where you want me to be, ultimately win a Super Bowl, he needs help.
He has all the leverage in this negotiation. His agent doesn't even need to make a phone call. They literally have to redo his deal, and he's coming off a season in which he played really well, and the whole team as a team unit sort of, pooped the bed in the playoffs. That was not Dak Prescott himself.
I agree.
So this is a great position for him to be in. And that's why he's smiling like that, got a new haircut and a nice new suit. Yeah. He's in a great spot.
Gotta pay me.
He was dressed well. I mean, I'll give you that. Look, he's in a good spot. You guys have lived it. When you have a unique talent that a lot of teams are dying for, I've said this on the show a million times, whatever you want to say about Dak Prescott, there are 20 teams in the league that right now, without blinking, would trade their quarterback for Dak Prescott and be thrilled about doing it. He's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, and he's going to get his second mega deal with the Dallas Cowboys. Meaning, when it's all said and done, he'll make more money than any quarterback in NFL history with only 2 playoff wins. That's where it's going.
That's the business, Craig.
That's where it's going.
Like, we don't know what the future's going to hold for this team. The NFC is right for the pick.
I kind of feel like I know. He's going to make the playoffs and lose.
No, I think so. I think it's going to happen for them. It has to.
No, it's not going to happen for them.
It has to.
As long as Jerry Jones keep talking and Micah Carsons has his podcast, they keep putting pressure on themselves. They keep putting pressure. If they shut up, there will be no pressure on them, and then maybe they'll win. But as long as Jerry Jones keep talking, they're not going to win.
Well, I will tell you this. San Francisco is clearly the class of the entire NFC conference.
No question.
No one's going to argue that. And then you could absolutely stand up and make the argument and win it that the Dallas Cowboys are the second best team in the NFC.
I would say that.
There's other teams in the mix.
Second best?
You could argue it.
One.
You could
Detroit.
say, yeah, but you could argue.
Detroit's arguably the second best team in the NFC.
You wouldn't have said that week 17.
My only point is this. You could talk about Detroit. I'm not going to say Detroit's not in the conversation. I could bring up Philadelphia and put them in the conversation. All I'm saying is you could make a winning argument that the Dallas Cowboys are the second best team in the NFC.
Craig, I got the number 4.
Do not make me stand up.
You know what y'all
what is wrong with you?
Y'all thinking about the star. That's what y'all be thinking. That's the only thing y'all thinking about. Y'all thinking about the star. They are not the second best team.
How are you overlooking what Green Bay did to Dallas in the playoffs? How are you overlooking Detroit? Even Philly, that was at 10-1 at one point.
That's right.
Sim Fran came in with the All Blacks and beat the hell out of them.
Right.
I arguably had Dallas probably number 5 in the NFC.
That's crazy talk.
No.
That's
I'm
crazy
being
talk.
honest. How's it crazy?
I'm telling you that they never get over the hump. You can't trust them in January. They've got holes on defense.
They went to Buffalo and got mollywopped. It was in a dogfight against the Dolphins.
I accept all of it. All I said was
played in the easy schedule. Had an easy schedule.
They beat
I can
Detroit.
make a cogent argument.
It's about the star. That's all.
Don't
That's
do that.
all it is. It's all about the star.
Hey, look at the score.
Don't even.
Look at the score of the game.
Skipper reported in a T-shirt.
Beat Detroit.
Skipper reported.
I'm just saying I can make an argument.
Y'all just talking about the star. That's all. That's all you're talking
In
about.
my mind, they're the second best team in the NFC. In my mind.
Drugs.
In my
I
mind.
gotta be honest.
Stay
I'm
away.
with Jacoby on that.
Second best team in the NFC.
San Fran's a team by themselves.
Kids, this is a prime example of stay away from the drugs.
Yes.
Again,
These two guys right
Team in the
here,
NFC.
leave it alone.
stop leaving it in my
Just
drawer. I'll
say
stop
no. Just say no.
All right, let's play a little game called Tag You're It. Very simple. Today is the deadline, 4 p.m. for teams to franchise tag their players. Doesn't mean players accept the tag. It just means that where they can go is very limited. Obviously, if you franchise tag a player for another team to get that player, which can happen, they would have to give you 2 first-round draft picks. I remember a year ago, Lamar Jackson, MVP of the league, was franchised. Not a single team made him an offer. So once you get franchised, that's where you're playing.
Right.
Now, 2 guys that have already been franchised. The Kansas City Chiefs have put the tag on their star cornerback, L'Jarius Sneed. He's their best cornerback, obviously, and had the huge play against Zay Flowers in the AFC Championship game and allows them to play man-to-man coverage because he's a badass defensive back. Yeah. So he gets franchised. He'll make about $18 million this upcoming year. The Cincinnati Bengals franchise tag their second-best wide receiver, T. Higgins. Yep. So he's in Cincinnati on the 1-year deal. You see his numbers there at the bottom of the screen. And they're the most notable guys that have been franchised. So let me quickly run through 3 or 4 names and jump in whenever you want, okay?
Ready.
All right, we've already done it, but let's do it again. Saquon Barkley, it appears that he is not going to be franchised, meaning the Giants either get a deal done with him or he's an unrestricted free agent and he's playing for another team.
He's gone.
Yeah, I think he's going to play for another team. I think he needs to play for another team for his career.
Gone.
Okay, let's go to Josh Jacobs, Vegas Raiders.
Tag.
Obviously, he did say, you hire Antonio Pierce, I'm all in. Antonio Pierce is the head coach. I'm not sure if they franchise him, but he, again, should get the type of deal I'm recommending the Giants do with Barkley. 2-year deal, 20-something million bucks, guarantees 16 of it. He gets the more guaranteed money, and he stays in Vegas. You think he gets tagged or not?
I do think he gets tagged. Yes, I think they're in works to try to make it happen. I think he wants to be there. Now, they got some interior issues with the offensive line, but if you give him back, especially him wanting to play for a coach like Antonio Pierce and a new offense with Luke Getsy, I think he's going to be a better runner.
It's also worth mentioning that you can tag Jacobs and then talk to his agent the next day and try to work out a deal.
Yes,
so just because you
an
get
unknown
tagged,
little. You saw it was a loophole you saw with him last year and Saquon Barkley. Essentially, neither guy played on the tag because they redid that deal, which teams are allowed to do.
That's what I expect them to do with him.
And they made it incentive-laden where Saquon Barkley didn't earn an extra nickel when he redid that deal because he didn't make any of the incentives. All right, number 3. I think we're going to argue on this one a little bit. Michael Pittman. Now, my belief on this one is the number that a franchise wide receiver is going to get, which is just near $20 million, is a little too rich for my blood for Michael Pittman. I know a lot of people feel like it's a no-brainer. Indy tags him. I go the other way. I do not think he gets tagged by 4 o'clock today.
It's a toss-up for me, Craig. I can see why they tagged him. He had a hell of a game when he went down against Jacksonville. Him and the other receiver, I'm losing my memory there, but I think he's a hell of a wide receiver. I can see them tagging him because you also got Anthony Richardson coming back. He's going to need help on the outside. He can provide that. Yeah.
All right, I'm running out of time. Let me quickly go. Justin Madubuike.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to jump out there, Craig. I'm going to beat you to it. He is the most important free agent in all of football right now.
Willie.
Because if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you're all in it, and if you don't land Chris Jones and you need immediate help on the defensive line, this guy he's a plus sack guy. He's a monster. This defense did not exist in Baltimore without Madubuike.
Meaning they should franchise him.
No. If you're the Cowboys, throw the bank at this man.
Yeah,
he's
but
the beast.
Baltimore has until 4 o'clock today to control his destiny, right?
That is true.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.